Prime Minister Justin Trudeau held a teleconference today with many of the country's provincial and territorial premiers. It's their first meeting since mid-December and since the Omicron variant pushed case counts and hospitalizations to record highs. Our chief political correspondent, David Akin, has been tracking the meeting for us today. So, David, what was on the agenda?
Well, the first thing the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, wanted to do was to go around the table, see how all the premiers are coping with Omicron. That's top of mind in provincial capitals. But the Prime Minister also wanted to get a sense of where future requests for federal assistance might come from. Right now, for example, we've got the Canadian Army in Quebec helping out with the vaccine program there. And the PM wanted to find out what's sort of in the pipeline, might be in the pipeline down the road. And that came with a warning that there are only so many Canadian Red Cross workers, only so many medical or Army personnel, and have to be smart with that resource. The Prime Minister also talked about support for small business. Of course, there's a slimmed down version of that Canadian wage subsidy program, and the Prime Minister wanted to find out from premiers how that was going and whether or not they need to make any adjustments.
And there's also been a lot of speculation, David, about whether Ottawa might push to make vaccines mandatory, particularly after the Health Minister, Jean-Yves Duclos, raised that very issue last week. So was that on the table at all today?
No, not really. And you know what? That comment from Duclos was really the health minister shooting from the hip. That's what one source in a premier's office told me. There's really no serious federal proposal to do that. And in fact, as soon as Duclos said what he said, two premiers, Alberta's Jason Kenney and Saskatchewan's Scott Moe, came out right away and said, no way, no how. They're dead set against any broad-based mandatory vaccination program.
Right, so some premiers clearly don't want vaccine mandates. So what do they want? What were the provinces and territories asking for today, David?
Well, they want more money for health care, Jeff, and this is something they've asked about every time they meet with the PM going back 18 months with not much success. But one other thing, two premiers, Kenney and Ontario's Doug Ford, also pressed the PM on antiviral pills. Now, these are pills that people take as soon as you feel symptoms from COVID. Studies show they can prevent serious illness. They're approved for use in some countries. They're not approved yet for use in Canada. And both Kenney and Ford think these antiviral pills, particularly the one from Pfizer, could be key tools to keep people out of hospitals. And so they were asking Health Canada, quickly please approve these pills. Jeff?
David Akin in Ottawa. Thanks, David.